Alright, so on the draw, again, some type of show and tell hybrid. I believe it was blue-green. I didn't see any red, but I didn't realize that until a few turns in, as you'll see. So what they do first... Now, anytime I see a tropical island, first thing I think of is like Canadian Threshold, and aside from that, it's just Stifle, whatever you want to call it. So what I decided to do here is play around it and crack that and go. They probably thought that I was either didn't know what I was doing or playing around Stifle, whatever it was, but that's what I chose to do there. And they haven't played anything yet, so maybe they have a slow hand, maybe they're just digging for more stuff. I can't tell what decks play nowadays, because usually, you know, a lot of combo will play this, but then again, if you get like a Delver deck with, what's it called, Arcanist, you know, sometimes they'll play Preordain. So it's getting tougher nowadays to figure out exactly what someone's on. So even like 2 turns, maybe they were just looking for a creature. Now they got, you know, 3 lands up and they're not doing anything. I'm like, okay, I'll still just, you know, I have lands, so I'll play it. And pass. Do what I always pretty much do with this deck, land go. One of my favorite things to do. If they are combo, which they are, you know, I have a solid hand against it. And still doing nothing. I believe I brainstormed here. Alright, a lot of great cards. I still think that they had Stifle or something. I don't know what it is against that card. Anytime I see a tropical island, I think they have it. But anyway, here what I decided to do was actually Jace, because I have 2, and then Island on top. And still, once again, I decided not to shuffle. I figured I could let Stoneforge do that. So, let's play the island. Let's play the island. There we go. Let's play Stoneforge. So they Force of Willed that. Pitching Spell Pierce. Okay, so that sounded pretty important to them. So, you know what? I was going to force back with Jace or True-Name. I believe it was Jace. Sure, let's get Batterskull. Okay, now watch this part. So they tap green, green, blue, and then, oops, that means they would have had green open. Okay, so they untap, retap, now they have blue open. So pretty much there's a good chance they have Spell Pierce. Obviously, if I Counterspell it, they can Spell Pierce it. If I Spell Pierce it, they can Spell Pierce it. You know, it is a possibility. Maybe they just wanted to threaten Spell Pierce, but either way, I did go with Spell Piercing it. They did have Spell Pierce, that's fine. Either way, assuming they get Show and Tell or Sneak and Show, whatever, that would have been 3 mana, and then they would have still had 1 open, so that was the reasoning for that. Okay, so Show and Tell it is. They actually did not have the full combo yet, which is obviously good for the good guys. Now it's only going to get much more difficult for them. Okay, so I don't want to play this because end of their turn, I want to bring in Batterskull. And then I also want to keep Counterspell up, so if I play this, and then I want to Counterspell something, I'm only going to have 1 land up, so I want to be able to play around Spell Pierce. If they have another, even though there's 2 gone, there's 1 here and 1 exiled. I don't know if they play 4, but I've never seen a deck like this before with green and blue, so I'm guessing no sneak attack. Awesome, so let's bring in Batterskull. Pretty standard stuff. Great draw. Now I can use Ponder. Well, let's attack first, actually. Now I feel much safer using Ponder because there is a better chance of me getting a land, plus I have more protection now with Force of Will. Perfect. So I want exactly this. Volcanic, Snap, Island. Island will give me more protection against, you know, soft permission. Snapcaster I don't want right away because I already have a card to pitch to Force of Will, and plus if I use Snapcaster I can Spell Pierce, but that means I'll also have no lands up to, you know, in case I want to fight back. So I went exactly how it was listed. Play that. Let's go. that also means it's going to be 2 turns they're dead. Whether I played Snapcaster this turn or next turn, so. Plus I wanted to have all my land open, which is the way it went. Perfect. Next we have a Volk. We would pretty much fetch for that unless, you know, I wanted but given the life that they have left here, there's not much left to do. So you got 4, 5, 6, 7. So regardless, if they don't do anything, I'm playing this and then, you know, brainstorming. If not, I have it for, you know, counter backup. And it appears they found something. So I didn't want to use my mana first because I would have rather... I want to Force of Will first, then I have a ton of mana up where I can, you know, Counterspell, or I can Snapcaster Spell Pierce, or let's see, can I Counterspell? And then, I can't Counterspell, then Snapcaster Counterspell, but I can do some cool stuff. So I wanted to get rid of this first because I knew next turn I was going to kill them, so also keeping my mana open is very important. And they do the, what is it, like, 3 cards? Like... 2 petals and a force to force that. Interesting, but let that resolve. Now we can cast Snap, making sure we tap our planes with it. And that's going to target Spell Pierce, and then I have Counterspell backup, and they conceded right there, because that would have been 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's that. Let's move on to game number 2. And sideboarding was very interesting for this. I forgot to take a sneak peek, like if I saw any mountains. I didn't bring in Hydroblast, which is good, but I think I brought in Containment Priest. I took out a ton of plows. I brought in 1 surgical. However, I probably should have brought in 2. If they're playing... Where is it? Where'd that card go? Where's Intuition? There we go. This is... surgical is amazing against this, so I should have brought in 2. But either way, like I said, first time playing against this, I wasn't sure. Maybe green is for like Veil of Summer protection, and I don't know. But let's move on to game number 2. And of course, game number 2, we are on the draw because, of course, we won. And this hand, it's funny, it's like the last 3 videos I recorded are against combo, and they've also been 1-landers. However, I do not like this 1-lander, simply because I don't know what they're bringing in with their show and tell, so that might not even be an amazing fit. Like I said, first time playing against something like this, it might just go straight to Omniscience, and then, you know, that pretty much doesn't do much. Plus, good chance of being Brainstorm locked, and I have no protection at all. This is pretty much not going to be cast. You know, if they do something significant, that would only be pitched to force, so I threw this one back. And this one isn't, well, I'd say it's better I kept it. Let's just put it that way. At least if they do something, I can force it. I can build up to this, and obviously we're going to throw away an island because we have 3 too many of them. And it's a good thing we did. Carpet of Flowers, do nothing. Awesome. You got it. And here we have the Boomerang Island. Ditch one, get one back. Let's play Delta, not do anything with it, and watch them get no mana from this. Yep, nothing going on there. Okay, so now they do have some type of land. And that they have pretty much no islands. They use that to cast a Ponder, which is always good news. So it might be slightly slower. I don't remember if they shuffled or not, because like I said, for some odd reason, the thing on the right doesn't always show up. And they still don't have an island, so not cracking these obviously is not like I need to, but it's just very smart. They can't cast Spell Pierce. They can't cast... that's solid. Like I said, I wish I had brought 2 in. This is the first time playing against this deck, but anytime I see Intuition, I'm definitely going to bring in 2. Heck, against Show and Tell, this is a very, clutch card, because if you can counter one and then, snipe it, or if they just play Intuition, that's another way of doing it. Sure. Not a whole lot going on. Another great draw. Here was interesting. If I played a land, that means they would get one more land. So they would have 2, 3, 4, and 5. That would also allow me to keep up Vendilion. But at this point, I'm pretty much just looking to counter something. And, if next turn I need to. So I was in no hurry. I wanted to see what they have. I can play around, obviously, Spell Pierce. They have 1, 2, 3, and then they would need, another land. So if I brought on an island, that means that could give him an island for playing Spell Pierce or Flusterstorm if I had that. So that's the reasoning why I chose not to play an island here. So I just said go. And if I had 8 cards, I would have just discarded 1. Plus, I mean, imagine being this person right here, where it's like, all right, they didn't play a land and they have 7 cards in their hand. I'm not sure if they're putting me on having islands and not playing them, or just my hand is extremely stacked. Either way, that's kind of hard to play against when you see someone not doing anything like that. What do you know? Intuition. Sure, you can have it. And because of this, their land is so crappy, like they can't spell pierce anything I do. They'd have to have like a Veil of Summer and, you know, Force of Will. Maybe they're just going for a Flusterstorm. Nope. I think you know what's happening right here. We're doing it right now because they only have that open. And that was all she wrote. Like I said, I should have brought 2 of those in there. That was a fun game, despite the fact my hand was all right. You know, next turn I probably would have played my island, really depending on what. It's just pretty annoying when people concede so easily, but I guess this deck has no other way to win once Show and Tell is gone. I don't know, maybe they can hard cast something, but that was that. Once again, combo beating combo. Always a fun thing to do when their deck can't perform how it wants to. Very short video. Once again, thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.